Thank you very much. I hope these poems don't get me in trouble with the American Taliban religious, military, industrial, big pharma complex. Yes, but if I don't show up for class one day, you know where I'm going to be? I'm going to be in Cuba. And, beautiful tropical island, beautiful people everywhere, beautiful music, and that's going to be the good part. The bad part, of course, is that it's going to be in Guantanamo. So if I don't show up for class one day, please contact your local representative. And I also want to acknowledge, I think, as part of the influence of the Latino community, the Roque Dalton Cultural Brigade, and the influence I think it has had in at least the spirit of the Revolutionary Poets Brigade and the Occupy Anthology. I want to acknowledge them. I think the RPB has taken poetry from a passive art to active art, and I totally acknowledge their contribution to the literary history of San Francisco. Before I close my set, I would like to offer thanks to some people that have been very important in the reason why I'm standing here this afternoon. I want to thank very sincerely and humbly Lawrence Ferlinghetti, Jack Hirschman, Agneta Falk, Nancy Peters at City Lights, and also Elaine Katzenberger, Peter, Stacy, Paul, everyone at City Lights for their support. Jose Cuellar and Jorge Molina and the Peña Govea family, my colleagues at San Francisco State, my friend, the late Honduran poet who first turned me on to Lorca and Cesar Vallejo, my Honduran poet friend Walter Martinez. I want to thank Donna Barrow. I want to thank Daniel Del Solar from Quintan Magazine. Daniel Presente, Jorge Argueta and Lunas Press, Randy Finglin and CC Marimbo Press, Meredith May, who wrote that story in the Chronicle the other day, Byron Spooner and the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library. In particular, I want to thank Joan Jasper and Michelle Jeffers for their incredible work in organizing this event, and also Kimberly and Michael Escamilla from the International Poetry Library who are filming this event, the nomination committee and Mayor Ed Lee for taking the risk in the Year of the Dragon, right? Luis Herrera, the city librarian, my sister Livier and brother-in-law Tom, who came up from LA, my compadre Roberto Vargas, my late brother Raymond, who first turned me on to banned books, and of course, again, Magali and Marisol, and all my relations, and all of you. Thank you very much for supporting poetry and literature. That's next year. We're still in the Year of the Dragon. To follow in the footsteps of Lawrence Ferlinghetti, the grandfather of all the poets, I think, in San Francisco, Janice Mary Catani, probably the finest Asian American poet, Deborah Major, the voice of the African American community, Jack Hirschman and the Arcanes, and of course, Diane DePrima and the Revolutionary Letters. It is a heavy load to take. To follow in their footsteps, I am absolutely humbled and honored and proud to serve you as your next poet laureate. I'm going to do one more poem. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Juan Pablo. At least it wasn't a beer. And as San Francisco, the poetic beating heart of our continent in the continental sense dreamed by Jose Marti, I would propose that from now on we adopt the most honorable address to a federal citizen of San Francisco, the city of poets of the Americas. Not doctor, not esquire, not mayor, not supervisor, but the most honorific and respectful way to address a fellow human being. Poeta. I would like to now have join me on stage for my last number, my colleague and friend, Dr. Jose Cuellar. Dr. Loco, to you. And never forget this. San Francisco is a city of poets. Therefore, each and every one of you is a poet until proven otherwise. Now, I never met Ernesto Che Guevara, but when I was a young brown buffalo, one time in Cuba with the Venceremos Brigade, we marched 2 days, montaña adentro, into the Escambray Mountains, to where Che had his headquarters during the Revolutionary War. And I saw where he worked, the tiny desk, 2x4s nailed together, and the very simple cot where he slept. And that night we built a big fogata, a big bonfire. It was the anniversary of Che's death, and a man came to speak to us by the name of Harry Villegas, and his nom de guerre is Pombo. And Pombo had been with Che in the Congo and in Bolivia. And when Che's group had been surrounded, Pombo and a handful of others had been able to break the blockade and reach Chile, where they were welcomed by then Senator Salvador Allende, who helped Pombo through a very circuitous route get back to Cuba, and then Pombo came to our camp and told us that night what it was like to be with Che in Bolivia. So, although I never met Ernesto Che Guevara, I did meet Pombo, a man of Che's guerrilla. This is called There Is No Santos on My Altar. Sometimes I wonder, Che, if you ever grew tired of being up on the altar, if you ever grew weary of being the new man, el hombre nuevo. Didn't you ever miss just being Che again? The one with a girlfriend that abandoned you when you rode the Norton 500 across the Andes like a crazy beat? Whatever happened to that frustrated poet who instead became a revolutionary who wished he'd been a poet, and at the risk of sounding ridiculous, was a poet? Didn't you ever miss a tango by Piazzolla in that faded blue light of Buenos Aires when drunken love songs filled the porteño barrios? Or was it all tactics, strategy, central committee, the rhetoric of politics, a mouthful even for a poet? Your diary in Bolivia is smeared with mud and shit, but it is also stained with hope. You made your share of mistakes. You forgot, God damn it, the necessity to tango. You failed to read The Garden of Forking Paths. You were right about love and revolution, and wrong about most everything else. In other words, you were human. Comandante, 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 comandante. So tonight, another anniversary of your death. I'm sure somewhere, someplace in Cuba, the Congo, Vietnam, Chiapas, or maybe just right here at the Civic Center, a hungry bastard with nothing but hope in his gut will light a candle at your portrait. And surely you know it would have to be that one with a red star on your beret, your eyes staring with nostalgia at the future. But Che, I have no santos on my altar. No idols, no gods, no goddesses, only flower petals and hummingbird feathers. So, instead of a candle, I'll play you a tango. One that starts with a ráfaga of bandoneon like the roar of a motorcycle, and with my canteen that survived the Southern Front in Nicaragua back in 1979, I'll tip you a toast. Hombre a hombre. Amor, vino y revolución. Che, comandante, presente. Y aquí se queda la clara, la entrañable transparencia de tu querida presencia. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dimitri and Gemma. Thank you, Barbara and David. Thank you all very much. Roberto Vargas. Dr. Loco, Dr. Jose Cuellar. Jorge Molina.
Los Laureles.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
The Laurels, yeah.
Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. Never forget that you are a poet until proven otherwise.
Yeah. San Francisco.
Thank you all very much. You're all welcome to the reception.
Where's the reception at? Byron is going to tell us where the reception is.
The reception is right across the hall here. So just go out and go across the little outside area, and it's in the Latino Hispanic room. And I'll see you over there. Thanks you all for coming very much. I hope you enjoyed the program.
Okay, we didn't go too long. We didn't go too long.
Oh, no.
we gotta have some glitches someplace, or else it's no fun. Hey, Jeff.
We're always blessed by being here. I had Frank came to play with me. Django Frank played the didgeridoo. Oh man, beautiful. Yeah. Last night. What happened to you last night?
Thank you, man.
Tell me about it later. Yeah, I didn't see you, so I had a great time.
No?
Should have had you do this years ago. You were ahead of your time.
Yeah. No, well, we were, and then we were all out there too, far away. They just started the program at 6. What? 8 years ago. No, Larry's been kind of ill. I talked to Diane too, the prima.